states my car is shaking violently and not running well. Well, you kind of need connecting rods for it to run well. He had a bad day.
Customer states their Camry turned into a Hellcat. It's actually some good old transmission whine, which is a super common issue on this year of Camrys.
So here's an interesting one. Exhaust fluid system malfunction. See owner's manual now. Speed limited to 158 miles per hour. 16 miles until you can only do 158 miles an hour in your 3/4 ton Duramax. I mean, that's going to be pretty impressive if you can actually get this thing to 158 miles an hour. What the hell?
A 1997 Ford F-150 customer states, can you do an alignment? My brother in Christ, you're like one pothole away from holding the steering wheel in your hands.
Customer states their car was driving fine, and then it suddenly wouldn't start. In this case, the vehicle overheated, and the customer kept driving it until the motor seized. It ended up getting the motor replaced.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So today we got a 2008 F-150 with a pretty cool feature, straight out of the factory. It actually comes with quick disconnect rear springs. This one actually has it front and rear. And that one's also on its way out. I don't know if you can see that. But then if you come over to the driver's side, they got the quick disconnect springs. That one's also on its way out. Pretty cool stuff, you know?
My differential is making a strange noise. It's grinding and popping as I turn. Well, there's your problem, lady.
This customer got an unwanted paint job after a bucket of paint fell off a truck in front of them. The headlights managed to clean up, but some of the spots on the hood had eaten into the paint.
Ford Ranger comes in, right? Bro. I think that was living at some point in time. Yeah.
Just a PSA, when your mechanic says you need to change your brakes, they're probably right. Mind you, this car drove in like this. That is bad.
Not only were the customer's tyres and steering rack like this, but they also had basically no brakes on all four corners, and their oil change was overdue by about 12,000 miles.
Y'all ever been looking for a fuse and you just can't find it? The internet says it's there. You need to take a look at the bottom of the box. It looks pretty normal until, oh, yeah, it's pretty hard to do one-handed, but you gotta be kidding me, bro. Who thought this was a good idea?
Mechanic was chasing a misfire for a little while before taking a closer look at the spark plug and finding it had now become self-adjusting.
So I got this gearbox off, right? This show, and I've never seen anything like this before. Bro, what the?
So, how much play is excessive? I think it's minimal and well within spec. What do you guys think? Is it bad?
The customer sent this video in asking why their car is making this noise. It's got the classic Kia rod knock that plagued these engines, but luckily they might be covered because of a recall.
A Land Rover, tyres, this one's worse, normal oil leak, it's got a leak,
Disconnect feet plate.
and yeah, the exhaust is gone.
Mod, my dude. Disconnect the exhaust. And
The exhaust is just gone.
Customer states, I need a new catalytic converter. Brother, you need more than a catalytic converter. Like a whole lot more, buddy. This ought to be fun.
The hose that you used to drain the oil out of the oil tank popped off, and the mechanic did their best to stop the spill. They eventually got the hose back on and ended up looking like this afterwards.
I'm just going to start with today on Hardcore Mechanics. We have an engine light. So we'll just put a spacer in there and we'll make the engine light go away. We have a rattle. So we're just going to let the cap blow itself apart and decline all the work. Got to change the inner tie rod? No problem. Just slice the boot apart. You don't need that.
Customer was complaining about her car's suspension and recently noticed this moving behind the back seat and sent in this video asking the mechanics if that has anything to do with it.
Alright, customer states excess play in the steering wheel. Technician can confirm that is excessive. So we go down here, we see that the right front wheel is cranked over to the left while the left front wheel is straight. That's not a good thing. So let's inspect further. We can see the double helix here in the tie rod end. That is not meant to be bent like that. It does have a bend in the bar here, but it's not supposed to kink again. That's not loose though, it's bent, but it's not loose. Let's see if we can find the source of the looseness. Oh, there we go. That's gonna be a little harder to fix. So, not sure how this made it here. That, he said he got death wobble. That was a lot closer to death, I think, than he gave it credit for. That is pretty extreme.
Customer ran over a pillow on the highway and it ended up wrapping around the drive shaft and took out their fuel pump wire harness at the same time.
Customer complains about a vibration. This is mud. What is the weirdest things you found inside the tire?
What's going on there, Wesley?
Steering's really tight.
This Range Rover Evoque came in with an extra non-factory hole in the block where you could see piston number 4 getting some fresh air.
Τώρα δεν κάνω το βίντεο σου, έχω να ξέρεις τι βάζεις χέρι κύριε, δεν βλέπουμε. Βάζεις και χέρι μέσα εσύ. Τι σου πήγε. Τελείωσε.
Alright, Holden Cruise coming for a service. Customer complaints there's a coolant leak, which is down there, right there. We're about to open the coolant reservoir. Let's witness this together. That's not supposed to be like that.
This Jeep came in for an oil change and had this weird custom thing underneath it. None of the mechanics know what it's used for, so please let us know in the comments.
You know what? You always see something new. So, I mean, I've definitely seen a broken shock before. That's definitely not uncommon. But, both sides. That is freaking wild. Crazy.
I'm sitting here, keep filling it with coolant, well, with water. That's just a water jug. Pumping the shit out of it, won't even get to 5 psi. Nothing's leaking. I'm like, duh.
Wow. Mechanic threw their car into reverse and their rusty torque rod finally gave out.
Not supposed to do that, bud.
The Commodore hasn't been serviced in forever. Have a look at that. That's not very good at all. Look at this coolant.
Customer states, "Do you think my motor mounts are going bad?"
Got a 75 series come in for a cam seal. Have a look at this. This is just taking the cover off. How lucky is this guy? Just drove in.
This door dasher came to a screeching halt outside the shop, which was actually a bookshop, not a workshop, and they were asking for a ride. The owner of the shop was fairly certain the driver was on something.
Alrighty, so customer states he hears a sound like loud compressed air noise inside the car. Check and advise. So sitting there, have the car on, can't hear. I was like, let me turn the AC on. Over here messing with it. Let me just.
It's a good one for Gus States. Battery is bad. Yeah, that's horrible. How did it not catch on fire? That's absolutely amazing.
The mechanic was filming this to send it to his Snap-on supplier for a replacement, and this ended up happening.
Guys, Honda 1.5, we left the coolant pressure on it overnight, and look what we found in the cylinder. So coolant reservoir is empty. When we drive, it blows white smoke. So that's enough of that. Could be another smoked 1.5 head gasket, unfortunately.
Customer found water on their floor after some rain and put a cup of water on the sunroof to see where it was coming from. Just needs the sunroof drains unclogged.
I'm not going to spend too much time underneath this one, but I think I'm going to fail it for the MVI because the right front headlight doesn't work. Yeah, that headlight definitely needs to be taken care of.
Totally fine. I wonder why their belt came off.
I think it needs oil.
Can you take it off?
Yeah, definitely can. I definitely cannot.
Customer put their spare tire on backwards, which not only ruined the brake caliper, but they even cross-threaded a couple of lugs for good measure.
If you're missing any bugs, hit me up. I found all of them.
Over here checking the airbox out, looking at your air filter. Girl, what the hell is that? What the is that? Someone left a chicken bone there.
So I'm trying to take the oil filter off of this V6 Camaro, just doing my job and everything like that, when I notice something off to my right. It's my boy Jesus!
Thanks for watching another episode of Mechanical Nightmare. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you have your own clip, you can send it to us using the link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.